Hello everybody, my name is Aceface, we're here in Nullsec and I'm doing some just chill ratting here in the Rattlesnake. The Rattlesnake, in my opinion, is one of the better looking ships in the game, one of my favourite ones, tiered with the Purifier and the Gila. Here I just wanted to do some chill ratting in Nullsec, nothing special, but we just came home from work and I wanted to try doing these Forsaken hubs, because these Forsaken hubs, they are good alternatives, I noticed, when the havens are occupied, because often these havens here, see these havens, these are often occupied. You could say they give maybe a tiny bit better ISK because they have a little bit more battleships, but to be honest, the Forsaken hubs, I've had them giving about the same amount of ISK, not big differences here. So that's why I think they're a good idea, and they're also a little bit easier as well because they have just general a little bit less NPCs. But then they also have no risk of spawning in a dreadnought the same way the havens do. The unfortunate side of the Forsaken hubs is that, unlike the havens, you can't get the 10 out of 10 escalations. So that's a big downside. So to be honest, I would prefer to do the havens, but I just wanted to show you guys how you can still get decent amounts of ticks, and you can get a decent amount of battleship kills and do these Forsaken hubs pretty quickly. They're pretty straightforward. You just warp in. The Rattlesnake I've got is a really nice Rattlesnake fit. I've showed off before, I've made some slight tweaks and alterations over the time, but the principle is the same. Cruise missiles, full DPS, and we've also got the heavy drones. So what I do is I just align to the citadel, like this. We've got a Higgs anchor, so this makes it that we barely move at all, and we can be permanently aligned, and we're still going to stay put, so we're not going to be like out of range of all the NPCs. And we just take the wasps on one target, and then we take the missiles on the other one. And it's as simple as that. I just stay aligned all the time, and if someone warps in, if someone goes crazy on us, we just, boom, go off. Just get out of here, you know? So, it's relatively safe, not 100% foolproof. What someone could hypothetically do is they can warp in with a cloaking device, and then they can get on top of me, decloak, and then if they somehow bump me and lock me up really quickly, then maybe it'll be quick enough, but I mean, all I have to do is just boom, and then I'm gone. So I've got quite a easy time getting out of here if stuff goes bad, but hopefully that won't happen. This fit is a little bit expensive. You can see here we've got a lot of expensive modules here, 2.2 billion, so it's not the cheapest fit, and it can be cheaper. It can be a lot cheaper. Downgrading the damage modules can help with the price a lot. You can get the T2 damage modules, and you can also swap out this Gistex type as well for the cheaper tank as well, because you don't really have to tank much when you're here at this range. You're just keeping range. I warped in at 50. I could have warped in at 70 at the same time as well. But this is something I do from time to time, in the evenings, especially when I just come back from work and I just go here and do a few sites here in the Rattlesnake. And also, you can just be a little bit more acquainted with your nullsec allies and nullsec friends here. You can be on the comms. I'm not on comms now. I should be, but now that I'm making a video, I didn't want to be on comms. But you just here and just chill here, sit in the staging system. People say do not run the ratting sites in the staging system. It's not a good idea, or they're like the home system, and it is not a good idea because there's an increased risk of having bad encounters with people that wanted to raid you. But it's all right. I think it's all right because of the setup we've got. That is a little bit safer because we're able to get out pretty quickly. And then I also think that it's good because doing specifically in these systems that have a high bounty risk modifier, which is what the home systems usually are, we get more ISK. So we're sort of using a fit that's more optimized towards that as well. Because if I wasn't a really dead system, this would not be optimal because the bounty risk modifier would be lower, since there would be less people fighting there. And that would mean then basically there's low risk of someone attacking me because there's a few people going in and out of the system and fighting. But then it would be better than if I were to have, like, say, a Marauder really close, doing tons of damage, because that would then destroy their enemies as quick as possible. Here, though, if I'm using the Rattlesnake, I can easily get out of here, but we're at the same time in a more dangerous system, so sort of compensated for the extra risk. So I actually like this. I like that we're actually able to have an edge over the Marauders. The Marauders, to me, I mean, I'm sure that there's people who do use Marauders in these kind of systems and do them safely, but I feel a lot safer in the Rattlesnake because I'm able to piece out a lot easier, just because of how we're not bound to the ground with our siege module or our bastion module. So this is good. The Rattlesnake has some very good uses in nullsec ratting, even though they're marauders that can overpower in a very big, like to a big degree as well. It's got the benefit of having decent DPS at range that with not having it to be required to be locked down. So just continue on here. The Forsaken hubs, they're very easy, but you see here we're pretty much only up against the battleships and battle cruisers. Now we'll occasionally find some frigates, but we've always got battleships all the time, so it's good. We're getting decent amounts of ticks. Let's wreck this Pith usurper. And we don't need to use a shield boost. I just do a little bit of shield boosting and that's it. I just compensate a bit from me taking damage. There we go. And now we see we have cruisers here. So what I do is when I go for the cruisers, I have those wasps target them. They have really good tracking. I go like this and then put the target paint on them as well to assist the wasps to make them even more effective at destroying these cruisers. These cruisers actually do not have much of a fighting chance here. They get wrecked pretty quickly. Look at that shield already volleyed. So I just continue with my torpedo or cruise missiles on them, because the cruise missiles don't really need much more application. Target painting can help, but when you've already got this precision script, it's enough to do full damage to these battleships. That's good. You see our drones are really effective. And I prefer these drones over the sentries because I can still keep them like controllable without having to like get close to them like a sentry do. If I wanted to like retrieve my sentries, I'd then have to travel back to the sentries, and that'd be a bit annoying. I like the freedom of the wasps. I prefer them in that way. Like, it's very low chance that I would survive a gank, but if there was a gank with some small stuff, I think that the likelihood of you being able to fend off the gank is increased with the wasps rather than sentries that are maybe going to be stuck and not have so good tracking up close. There we go. We'll just swap over the drones over here, put the target painter here. And someone asked me in the comments that why do I not use geckos? And the reason is just because of the cost and damage type. The cost is because the geckos cost a ton more, but then also the wasp. So to me, like, it's very, very like relaxing to use the wasps in that way. They're so cheap. Like gecko costs like 100+ million, or maybe 80 million. I forgot the recent price of the gecko. If we go here, gecko. 170 million even just for one drone, think of it. And then we've got 2 drones here and 5 million per drone, so it's very different in the price. And then we've also got in terms of the like damage type, we've got a mixed damage type with the gecko. The wasps do 1 damage type, so they're a little bit more effective at doing damage to these Garistas here. Great, we're wrecking them really hard. Easy. And we can reload a little bit here while the drones are anyway destroying these guys. Good, so now we have the frigates. And it's the same concept here. I use the drones on the frigates, the missiles on the big stuff. So we can just have the missiles already go off there. And then we'll just have those drones make sure they target a frigate. There we go. Good. And now, look at that. He already volleyed one like that. They're so good, these drones. When they get at range, these drones can really land big hits, because when they're at range, the speed of the frigates doesn't really play as big of a role. Put that target painter to help them a little bit. And great. Look at that. Just destroying those frigates like it's nothing. Sometimes I notice that they do have a bit of a hard time to target the frigates. And it's when the frigates are approaching the battleship here, the Rattlesnake, that is. They can sometimes get a little bit outrun, but usually they get them eventually. Just takes a little bit longer than it otherwise would be. It's a pretty easy time destroying them. Like you see, we just dispatched those frigates. No problem whatsoever. We can even add a little bit of target paint just in case slight mitigation of damage is occurring with our cruise missiles. But I really like this Rattlesnake. It's really cool. I think that it's effective, earns decent amounts of ISK, and is also just pretty relaxing and fun at the same time. Something I would like to do is do like ratting brawling in a PvP fit ship. That would be pretty fun, and I think I could possibly do that actually with the amount of money I've got. It's like a really expensive ship and just bait people. But the thing is, if I bait people, then the people are going to like really regularly search for me and know that I'm flying PvP fit stuff, and then they'll eventually just wreck me every single time. But I think it could be interesting. It could be definitely interesting. I'm not too good at doing Marauder PvP, but if it is a Marauder, if it is like a ship I'm going to use to bait people, it's definitely going to be a Marauder. Like full-on PvP fit, because they can handle no problem the NPCs. It's just the people that we've got problem with. I know Kronos might be fun, Golem even might be fun as well. The missiles here, and put the drones on the small one here. That could be fun. Now, I've never actually tried doing that, baiting people in a Marauder. I think it would end horribly, but I have got the capital to spend on that. It could be fun. I don't know, what do you guys think, if any of you guys are more experienced? If you're going to use like a ship that is going to be made to sort of fend off people when you're ratting, like it's sort of not bait, but like in the event that you are attacked, then you are like you've got a really fully equipped ship. Which Marauder would be optimal? Or maybe even Marauders are not that great. Maybe it would be better to use a different ship. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll be very curious to know. I'm thinking possibly a Kronos or possibly a Golem. I think a Golem would be good because you're very multifunctional. You can use different types of ammunition types, but I think that maybe torpedoes might have a little bit difficult time applying to the small stuff. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Could be very fun to do. There we go, and I think we're soon done with this site here. These Forsaken hubs go very quickly. Get the missile going straight away. I think we already popped one of those frigates, because I think there were 4 and then now there are 3. So the drones sometimes take very good initiative here. Yeah, look at that. They're already taking very good initiative. Popped. There we go. And then the next one here. We've got the drone link augmenter, so it assists our drone control range. That is really great for this fit, to have the drone link augmenter, because we have that 80-kilometer drone control range. It'll be really annoying if we were to have less range than that. Great. So all frigates destroyed. Now it's just time for the battleships. Shoot those cruise missiles. Yeah, good. It could also be fun to maybe use a Rattlesnake as well. You can do like a full-on tank style, a really good tank. Possible as well. Just with a full tank Rattlesnake, maybe not so good DPS is going to be able to be acquired then. There we go. Destroy the Pith Massacre here. Great. And there we go. We've done a Forsaken hub. Very easy. Smooth. No problem whatsoever. The Rattlesnake has a really good time here. So we can recall the drones, but if someone was to go, I'd obviously leave the drones. No point at all risking the ship for the value of the drones. You know, when I started playing EVE Online and I was always, please recall the drones before I warp out. But these things mean nothing in perspective to how much your ship is worth. It was also back when the ships were worth a little bit less as well. I remember the times where Rattlesnake used to go for how much was that? 300 million or something like that. Like, really, so little. Now there's so much more. Those are different times. But anyway, if someone warps in, I just boop, and then I'm gone. See here?
Drive active.
I'm already out. So it does take a few seconds. Well, you warp straight away. That is very, very simple. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's enough for now. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.